Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Episode 8. Today we're continuing our playthrough of the Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire Beta.
Give me a real challenge.
At this point, we're about halfway through exploring the ruins of Poko Kohara. We've still got 1.5 floors of the dungeon ahead of us, so today we'll focus on getting up to the final encounter. Then next time we'll explore the endings and the epilogues for the main quest, and we'll probably take a look at the naval combat system as well. Alright, I think we've thoroughly looted this chamber, so now it's time to do a little bit of backtracking. While I was doing the editing for the last episode, I realized that I'd walked right past some fairly obvious loot. So, let's double back and see what we missed.
Why not?
You can barely make out the words upon the sarcophagus. Here rests the head that bore a crown of devotion. Well, I'm not really sure what to make of that, so let's get moving. There's the loot from that skeletal sorcerer we killed.
What?
It dropped a few interesting items, including the skeletal wizard's grimoire. I'm pretty happy with the spells we already have equipped, but this does have an interesting assortment. It also dropped a pair of generic wands and some fine robes, which actually brings us to another mechanic that was just added in the latest content patch. I already mentioned the crafting system last time, but the game also features an enchantment system, which will let you upgrade many of the pieces of equipment you find during your adventures, though it does get very expensive very quickly. For now, we'll just have our wizard use the robes as they are. She'll lose a point of armor, but she'll also be able to cast her spells 20% faster. I think that's a pretty fair trade-off. Now let's swing back over to the Sacrificial Chamber real quick. We've already cleared this room, or at least I thought we did, but it turns out there were still enemies standing over in the corner of the room. It looks like these guys just didn't activate properly, and I think that might actually be because this is 2 enemies stacked right on top of each other. It's actually pretty similar to the bug I mentioned in the last episode, with the desert imps.
You're mine. So that's how it's gonna go? You better
There we go. The Ottomans are dead, and while it didn't get us any loot, it did give us just enough experience points to hit level 8. We'll take care of the level ups in a moment, but for now, let's get over to the collapsed chamber. This room has a fairly obvious secret chamber behind the north wall. All we have to do is blow up those barrels of gunpowder.
Yeah?
Let's go check it out.
Need a hand? Can do.
We've got a chest and a switch. No hidden objects, so let's see what's in the chest.
I'll have
Maruk's Amanth, a unique soul-bonded dagger. This bronze blade, the length of your forearm and significantly sharper, doesn't seem at all tarnished or dulled by its age. A vein of Adra runs its length, from the pommel through the grip and almost to the tip. It pulses faintly. You located this dagger in the depths of Poko Kohara, where the murals suggested it was a sacrificial tool of ancient Engwith. It whispers its name to you, the Dead Soul. At a glance, this actually looks like a pretty good dagger, but because of the backstory attached to it, you can only actually bond it to a paladin or a priest. Now, we do have a priest, but he's not proficient with daggers. Not yet, anyway. The other problem is I'm actually pretty sure they haven't finished implementing the soul bond mechanics, but we'll at least give it a shot.
ready when you are.
Now let's get back to the dungeon.
Steady does it.
Leave it to me.
Alright, this is the door we couldn't get past last time because our mechanical skill was 1 point too low. Of course, now that our entire party just hit level 8, We can fix that. We'll increase Retcon's mechanical skill, but at this point in the beta, a lot of this stuff doesn't matter anymore. I'm pretty happy with her offense, so we'll pick up a basic defense ability. Protective Companion should do. And the new weapon proficiency literally doesn't matter. Okay, Retcon's ready. Let's take care of the rest of the party. Our fighter will pick up a point of athletics. That increases the effectiveness of his second wind ability. We'll also pick up another basic defensive ability. Hold the line should work. Oh, and his new weapon proficiency does matter. We'll pick up hatchets. Moving on to the rogue. Her skills really don't matter at this point. We'll boost her stealth. Actually, we'll boost her sleight of hand. That way we can pick a few pockets back in Tikawara village. As for her new ability, she just doesn't have enough guile to justify taking another special attack. We'll grab another passive defense boost. We'll also give her training in the arquebus. Her blunderbuss just isn't cutting it. Our wizard will put points in Arcana and Insight, though I don't think we actually need those skills anymore. And we could use a nice third level spell. Something that doesn't cause friendly fire. Minoletta's bouncing missiles will work just fine. Her new weapon slot really doesn't matter. We'll just grab daggers. And now we just have to take care of our priest. He'll put points in alchemy and history, or maybe religion. Again, I'm not sure it really matters at this point. Honestly, I wish there was a way to get more skill points. There are a lot of potentially useful skills, you just don't get enough points to actually invest in more than 2 or 3 skills per character. We'll grab Shining Beacon. That burns and debuffs with no chance of friendly fire. As for his new weapon slot, we'll pick up Dagger Training. That way he can use that new soul-bonded artifact we just found. Okay, now that we've got the level ups out of the way, let's get some new equipment slotted. Our fighter is going to be equipping Vion Seth. That's the Engwithan hatchet we picked up back on Tikawara Island. It does slightly less damage than its current weapon, but it also grants significant defensive bonuses. We could also try improving it with the Enchantment System, but obviously that's not fully implemented yet. I like the concept though. That'll theoretically let you keep your favorite items viable through the entire game. Now our rogue will be unequipping her blunderbuss and replacing it with that arquebus we recovered from the Cannibal Island. I like the blunderbuss in theory, it just doesn't have a high enough penetration. I think our wizard is fine. And of course, our priest will be equipping that soul-bonded dagger. We haven't really been using him in melee combat, but I'd like to see if the soul-bonding mechanic is implemented. Okay, it says it's bonded. And it's given us new instructions on how to improve the weapon. Apparently we need to deal 5 burn damage. We should be able to do that easily enough. I think it's time to move on.
Just say the word.
Let's use our newly enhanced mechanical skill to crack open that locked door. It'll still end up costing us 1 lockpick, but that's certainly better than the 3 lockpicks it was going to cost before. On your guard, everyone.
Ready when you are. Can do.
we've got another animate ahead of us. Let's try kiting it towards us. There's a solid 60 damage plus hobble. Now let's immediately try to blind it as well. Nice. Okay, we've got another animate coming up behind it. Oh, nice. The first animate just died from bleeding damage. But now we've got another animate on the field. We'll have our wizard summon up some tentacles. We'll also have our priest try out that new spell. And I guess we might as well stack a few more debuffs on the animates while we're at it. Okay, we just killed the second animate. At this point, we've pretty much won the fight, so we'll just have everyone pile on top of the last enemy. Okay, let's regroup and check the loot.
I got this. Easy does it. Consider it done.
More weapons and crafting supplies. And we've got another enemy in sight. Looks like an Engwithan saint.
Give me a real challenge.
I guess the animates must have been his bodyguard. He'll be a lot easier to kill without them in the way.
This is.
Let's just move up a little closer to make sure there aren't any more enemies hiding back there. Looks clear, so let's queue up some attacks. With everyone focusing fire, we should be able to take the saint down pretty quickly. Ah, right. I forgot that saints are resistant to bullets. Let's see if we can disrupt that spell. And let's get our fighters in there.
Show 'em how it's done.
Alright, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah? Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, it looks like the saint didn't drop any loot, but we do have a couple of objects to interact with.
Watch and learn.
The etchings upon this sarcophagus have been worn down past legibility. Once again, I do feel like I'm missing something, but let's go check out that chest.
Let's see what's in here. I'll have this open in no time. That'll do it.
Looks like we found a mace and some generic loot. Useful in a full campaign, but a bit disappointing this late in the beta. Okay, let's head for the one part of the map we haven't explored yet.
The better part of valor.
Oh, but first let's take a quick look at that soul-bonded dagger. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually tracking the burn damage we're inflicting. I guess that means soul-bonded weapons aren't implemented just yet. That's a shame, but not terribly surprising. Let's keep moving.
I shall.
looks like we just spotted an animate. And there's another one. We should be able to burn through these things pretty easily at this point. Let's set up for our usual ambush. Since our rogue has an arquebus, we'll have her join in as well. Not bad. Now we should be able to queue up immediate follow-up shots. Now let's get the fighters up there to slow these things down. Nice. Once again, an animate has bled to death before it could reach us. We've also got that sigil of nightmares back there, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. We'll ignore it for now and focus on the other animate. There we go. Let's check the loot and see what's up with that sigil over there.
Right.
More greatswords and crafting supplies. And the sigil's still not doing anything.
Yeah? Leave it to me. Consider.
Oh, there we go. Apparently it's hitting us with the Curse of Nightmares, which causes reduced resolve whenever you get injured. Not that big a deal, really. We'll just hang back and shoot it. Then we'll breach that doorway.
That's how it's done. Need a hand? Not a problem. Quick and quiet.
Looks like we opened this door with the key we got back in the spider room. And that looks like a stairway. I guess that means it's time to head even deeper into the ruins. Come on, Raider. Keep up with the rest of us. Well, right off the bat, we've got lightning shooting across the floor. I definitely don't like the looks of that.
Yeah? Leave it to me.
Let's separate Raider from the rest of the pack and we'll have a quick look around. Nothing interesting over here. Let's drop into stealth and
Nothing will slip past me.
see where that lightning is coming from. Wow. Well, we've got lightning and essence batteries all over the place. We could probably just destroy those batteries, but let's see if we can navigate across the room without taking any damage. Nice. So far so good, but we're definitely not getting the rest of the party across this room.
I'll go on ahead.
Oh, looks like we just spotted something. Hard to see it, but there's a button on the pillar here. Trap disarmed. Oh, okay. That turned off the lightning. In that case, let's have everyone regroup before we explore any deeper.
Right here. Be right there.
I wonder if you get some sort of bonus for preserving all these batteries.
Hey there.
It would have been a lot easier to just shoot them.
Easy now.
Sure.
We've got another expedition member ahead of us. And given how close we are to the end, that must be the captain herself. She's still got a perception arc, which is weird, but I guess it's harmless. Let's check the chest first. A potion of iron skin, jade, and a lore book. Nothing significant. Let's check the body.
I'll handle this.
A woman lies dead on the tiles, her skin discolored with decay. Her rent flesh sloughs away to reveal bone. No maggots or bugs have reached her here, which only means that there's more of her left to assault your nostrils. A sword lies discarded beside her. A pack lies beneath her arm, and the barest wisp of essence hovers over her body. Okay, we'll start by reading her soul. The brief images you see are scattered and confused. You are an explorer with the Vailian Trading Company, and you are searching the ruins with your comrades. At least, they used to be your comrades. Now, you're not so sure. Things have been going wrong ever since you got to this island. First with Jian, then Olara. Though it might have started earlier on Tikawara. Maybe when Vektor fell sick. You hear a scream in the distance. You don't know where the others are. You don't know why there's blood on your hands. You don't know why it's so hard to think. But you remember that you were supposed to be quiet to avoid the notice of whatever is down here. Something moves in the darkness. Well, that's ominous. Let's grab that weapon. The saber boasts a viciously serrated edge. Despite the state of its former master, the blade appears to be in good condition, and you retrieve it. You have gained an item, Beezus' toothed blade. The woman's body lies at the end of a trail of smeared, crusted blood. The damage to her armor suggests a fight, though it looks like her attacker, or attackers, allowed her to crawl away to die. Holding your breath, you kneel to search the body. As you handle her remains, clumps of muscle and flesh fall off, raising a fresh wave of rot. Most of her belongings are slimy and rancid with putrescence, but her pack has escaped the worst of it. Inside, you see a few torn pages and a carved figurine. We'll check the pages first. They look like they were ripped from a book or journal. They're brown and warped with spilled drink and scrawled with a few brief entries. You have gained an item, Beezus' pages. Now the figurine. The wooden figurine has the body of a woman and the head of a fish, with beady eyes and a gaping snaggle-toothed maw. It's pale and rough-textured, like it was carved recently. You have gained an item, Nagati Idol. You can't discern anything remarkable about it, but you feel a sudden, sharp headache. Well, that certainly sounds Lovecraftian. Let's take a quick look at these quest items. These pages have been torn out of a larger book. They are stained brown and stiff with some dark, fragrant liquid. The entries begin thus. I wanted so badly to find Poko Kohara, and now we are stuck here. No one dares to leave while the Titan roams outside, so we must hope we can find another exit somewhere in the ruins. Olara must have triggered it. It did not move until she began prying open the door, and before we knew it, it had Jian. The others do not say it, but I know they blame me for failing to save him. Smudges of dirt from the author's hand streak the page around the next entry. Olara is gone too. We move more slowly now, wary of traps and monsters. I detest this creeping about, and Dueno's stomping nearly makes it all pointless, but Valero has almost lost his nerve, and I do not think he can take another nasty surprise. The next entry is filled with big, crooked letters that loop and swoop like a child's. The others sleep. We decided against candles or campfires, so I write in the glow of the Adra. It is good, because I hear something moving in the dark, even if the others do not. Valero insisted that we move slowly, so he could study the murals and the patterns in the floor. He thinks to save us from mishaps like the one that befell Jian and Olara, but none of that will help if the creatures here catch us. Dueno hides a limp, but the way he looks at Valero and me makes me think he is hiding something else too. They grow more and more paranoid with every hour in this place. When they awaken, we will press forward so that we may be done with it. In the meantime, I will keep the pages with my own observations. I cannot trust the others with them. The next entry is hastily scribbled. Falero lost the logbook and accuses me of sabotage. Sabotage! He is so busy sketching these murals that he forgets why we are here. But I saw the Adra and I understood. This place is sick. We are here to cure it. But Falero says the Huana were here long ago, that the murals prove as much. I think one Amawa looks much like another, but he gave me an idea. Right now, we spend blood and treasure searching for luminous Adra. Our task would be much easier if we could make regular Adra luminous by enriching it with live souls. As I look at the equipment the Nguithans built here, so like the machines our animancers construct, I wonder if they once did this very thing. And we have the villagers of Tikawara, so eager to help. When we return to Nekataka, I will present my idea to Lueva Alvari. I do not think Director Castol has the stomach for it, nor my companions, I fear. Wow. Okay, well, that certainly changes things. If the Vailian explorers were even considering killing off the Tikawara villagers, just for the sake of creating more luminous Adra, then the village priestess might have been right. We might be better off destroying this place. Let's have a quick look at that idol. Nagati Idol. This is a figurine carved in the shape of a woman with the head of an anglerfish. It doesn't seem like anything special, but we did get a headache when we picked it up. I wonder if this could be the source of Biza's madness. Let's take a look at her sword. Biza's Toothed Blade. An exceptional saber with the ability to strip armor off of targets. Not bad, but it's another weapon we can't really use. Biza was part of a famous Vailian dueling society. Their standard duel was with a one-handed weapon and fought until first blood. Most duelers would wear minimal metal armor, but light leather or thick padded cloth, just enough protection to stop a glancing swing. Biza had a blade constructed that proved to be extremely effective against their leather and cloth armors, as the serrated edge would catch and slice through the thin protection. On her death, Biza's spirit managed to carry this blade beyond the veil. It now exists in both realms, able to damage spirits and mortal foes alike. Well, it certainly sounds like an impressive weapon, and it looks like it'll have a few options for enchantment in the final game, though obviously those aren't implemented just yet. It's just a shame that the weapon proficiency system really does kind of pigeonhole you into specific weapon builds. You can still use a weapon you're not proficient with, but then you're really just willfully penalizing yourself. Oh well. We'll just dump Biza's sword in our inventory for now and get back to exploring. We're getting pretty close to the end.
I got this. Hey there.
Let's see here. I don't think we actually explored this room up here yet. We just flipped the switch and then doubled back.
Watch me.
There's some solution. That's actually pretty handy. Maybe we'll play with the enchantment system in the final episode. Though I'm not sure if we actually have enough gold for that.
I got this.
The Huana figure's sacrifice seems to have supplied the pillar with energy, depleted in blue flame. Well, given what we know now, that's certainly pretty sinister. Let's keep moving.
Give me a real challenge.
There's some more crafting supplies, and an object to examine.
Consider it done.
The narrative pop-up doesn't seem to be working properly, but we can still see it in the text box. The stone and glass of this contraption vibrates with some internal energy, setting the copper rings to buzzing. Alright, I think that's pretty much everything we can do in here, so let's move into what looks like the last room.
I've got it.
Yeah, that's definitely the final chamber. It looks like we're at the base of the Audra pillar, and this thing is definitely looking pretty unhealthy.
I got this.
Energy pulses through the twisted column like an irregular heartbeat, straining at the bounding walls. Let's walk a quick perimeter around the room, just to make sure there aren't any enemies hiding in here.
Give me a real challenge.
Engwithan engravings line these massive urns, denoting the many Hawana interred here. Yeah, at this point it's pretty obvious that the ancient Engwithans basically used Hawana as living batteries. Let's check the other side real quick. That's obviously the exit, so that means the only thing left to do is to interact with this Engwithan console over here, but I think we'll save that for next time. There are at least a couple of different ways to end the main quest in the beta, so we'll try to check them all out. I'll also spend some time taking a closer look at some of the mechanics we ended up glossing over, like crafting or the ship combat system. But for now, this is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube page, or the crowdfunding campaign on Fig. Links are in the description.